maybe you don't. Do you believe? I don't know if I do anymore. Do you believe? Let me know when you have time.
Welcome to the regular crew for Do You Believe edition of Basketball Illuminati. I'm Zach Harper. That's Dakhil. That's Woz Black Betty Lambre.
That's right.
The hesitation was great. You're like,
I'm trying to decide, do I actually say what's on his chyron or do I protect myself? I'll remind you that last week when we did, I don't know about that. Remember last week we did the draft of the white American-born basketball players between Woz, who back then was Black Auerbach, and Jay King. And it got rave reviews. A lot of people seemed to really react to this. Jay was texting GMs, texting executives around the league, asking who did better, who has the better team. Mo, first one said, "Oh, Woz's team." Like he didn't give him context of whose team was who. Just like, here are the teams. And like, the first one was like, "Oh, Woz, give me Woz's team," or whatever. And then the next one, I think, gave a slight advantage to Jay. And Jay responded, "That's huge for me."
That's huge.
To an executive, a league executive.
He literally said that.
He sent us a screenshot.
Because that's my team.
Yeah.
it makes you kind of wonder. Like, I want to pull league executives of what do they think of Jay King?
Just a Boston meathead.
They're getting text messages from like other, media members. What do you think about this guy? What trade? Mm-hmm. What's going on? Is there anything I need to know? Sourcing.
We're 3 weeks away from the goddamn trade deadline when he's texting these people.
I love seeing their text message in between trade demands, like trade discussions in text messages, and Jay King comes in with a, "Hey, which one of us did a better job drafting the all whites?"
So
white Americans, sorry.
Well, yeah, real quick. Well, I want to get your final ruling on this. I can't remember. I think I gave Jay a C+ and I gave Woz a B. And then I maybe gave them both an F once we realized that Jay Huff was not drafted. But so Woz's team is Cooper Flagg, Austin Reeves, Reed Shepard, Alex Caruso, Walker Kessler, Colin Gillespie, Christian Braun, Cam Spencer, Luke Cornett, Max Strus. Jay's team is Chet Holmgren, Con Knueppel, Donovan Clingan, Peyton Pritchard, TJ McConnell, Tyler Hero, who he did not want to draft, Sam Hauser, Duncan Robinson, AJ Green, and Grayson Allen. Mo, who are you taking? Woz's team or Jay's team?
I'm taking Woz's team.
Of course.
Like it's a no-brainer. Like I can't believe Jay texted this. I will be texting Jay later today.
At least three. We know of at least three.
He's a psycho. He's just a psycho.
I realized it was like, I thought maybe it was like some scout guys. Like, on the road, probably watching Game of Thrones in their hotel rooms, just chilling.
Executives.
But like, an executive?
Executives.
So he texted Brad Stevens.
Hold on.
I don't think he went to Brad Stevens with that. I don't know that they went that high.
Hold on. Mo,
I bet he texted Mike Zarin.
Yeah, he did. 100%.
He also told Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser that he drafted them.
That's right.
Y'all drafted you guys, bro.
That's right. Oh, God, he just texted.
What?
He just texted. Gemini had a great breakdown as well. And then paragraphs of what I can only assume is bullshit. This literally just came through.
Oh, God.
1 minute ago. I'm not reading that.
I don't have...
Team 1, this is a classic battle of Team 1, grit and interior defense versus Team 2, shot making and floor spacing. If these two squads played a 7-game series, Team 2 would likely win in 6 games. This is Jay's team, by the way.
This is Gemini, which is always wrong about basketball information.
This is nuts. The gravity problem. Why Team 2 wins? The gravity problem.
Gemini's coming in with gravity is wildly insane.
I'm starting the episode. All right, let's get to our first topic.
He's a psycho.
Do you believe the NBA Cup cursed the Knicks? It was merely a month ago The New York Knickerbockers had ascended to midseason glory, and we were discussing James Dolan's pettiness as he refused to hang the NBA Cup banner in Madison Square Garden. They carried some of that momentum, winning 5 of the next 7, but since New Year's, it has been ugly. The Knicks lost 9 of 11 before beating the Nets on Wednesday by 54 points, so they did win by 54 points. In that stretch, they have the 28th ranked defense, ahead of only Utah and Brooklyn. More concerningly, their offense ranks 4th overall in the season is down to 25th. Towns' shooting has certainly dipped from deep. He can't score at the rim. Can we blame the lead singer of JD and the Straight Shot instead, or is this the NBA Cup curse, Mo?
I'm going to blame the lead singer of JD and the Straight Shots.
Okay.
This might ban me from MSG, but I also think some of this is because he was so, I'm not putting up a banner in the Garden. How dare we, in our sacred grounds of the Garden, not put up a banner up there next to, who do they have? Fish and
Billy Joel
and all that. We're not going to put up an NBA Cup banner. It's like, I don't, this and that. And it started a few weeks after the NBA Cup. The struggles really began New Year's Eve, as you said. And it's just, I'm going to go more with that. And the turn of the calendar has happened. I don't think the NBA Cup is cursed, but I think it's these guys. I think the Knicks have cursed themselves.
I don't know that the Knicks are cursed more so than the Knicks are a good team, but they're not good enough to sleepwalk through large swaths of the calendar. Like, directly after the Cup, they had some nice wins. Like they were clearly number 2 in the East. They were, chasing the Pistons. And I think you get to that point, the season being that long, and because the Knicks can't count on their defense fucking sucks, right? Like, in the playoffs, like we saw it against Boston, we saw it against Detroit, we even saw it in moments against Indiana. Like they can put together good enough defenses when they're trying their absolute, giving it their max effort.
Because they have 3 good defenders on the floor most of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when they're just like, oh, we're just giving it decent effort, they're gonna have a horrible defense.
Yeah.
Which is what they had a terrible defense last year too. People keep forgetting this. Their regular season defense was trash. That's why nobody thought they could do anything in the playoffs. It's just that they played way better. They played way harder and way more consistently. And so it could paper over that. So I think in spurts, their defense can be fine. But you're talking about a bad regular season defense, and they went through a period where their offense couldn't carry them.
Well, they also, they also like had a favorable matchup with, like Detroit, nice young team last year, but offensively challenged once you get past Cade Cunningham, right?
Yeah, right.
And we saw like Beasley struggle. We saw Tim Hardaway Jr. struggle shooting the ball. So like, like tough series, but something that they could overcome. Boston was unraveling, and then obviously Tatum gets hurt, so that helped. And then once they ran into Indiana, then you really saw those issues and just kind of, and I think mostly Mo at the end of games is where they fell apart in those aspects.
Well, they would start to have like weird breakdowns, both offensively and defensively, especially at the end of games, where they would end up leaving, 2 guys rotating to the same guy, leaving somebody open, nobody covering in transition and things like that. And when you look at the way this season has gone, that same problems, man. Like their offense has been bad through this stretch. It's been
it's also a different offense, right? Like it's
they're learning it. They're figuring it out. It's adjusting. They're not shooting the 3 ball well. Cat hasn't really figured out his role in the offense in the way it goes.
He's going to stop pouting.
Well, that's it. Good luck. That's like me stop eating cookies, right? Like that's not going to happen. So it's these are the things that go. So, but like their defense has just gotten even worse, and it's bad. Like it's already a bad defense with Cat and Jalen Brunson. You're already playing 2 guys that don't defend. And now it's like I watch their transition defense, and it's not even those guys that are messing up. It's the other guys that aren't even getting back or hustling back or making the right read out of transition defense.
And you did a video, Mo, on Offside where you mentioned like you showed like even just like communication issues getting back. Like that's like basic stuff. Like, hey, got him. Go get him. You know, like pointing out where to cover.
It's as simple as that. And it's like just saying like, you know, the first guy back is usually directing where people get there, this and that. Like I have one clip was really funny to me because it's Brunson pointing to Bridges where to go. Yeah. Hart calling out this guy's open.
Yeah.
And Bridges is talking to Cat, not even paying attention to the guy who was open, and Caleb Martin gets a dunk. Like it's not even, he had no vision at all. And two guys were telling him, go with that guy. And it's like, these are the simple mistakes. And these are good defenders. Bridges is a good defender. OG Anunoby's a good defender. Josh Hart, good defender. I didn't even pull many clips of Brunson and Cat. That'd have been like 20 minutes. But like, it's just in general, like I'm flabbergasted with just how bad they've gotten with their defense.
Was you doing filing over there? What's going on?
What's going on?
I'm literally opened up my W-2 just now. And
Uncle Sam, how much Uncle Sam?
As Mo was talking about the Knicks' horrible transition defense and stuff like that, I was like, libertarians kind of have a point about this tax stuff. But
look, it's worth exploring. It's worth exploring. I don't know if they're right, but it's worth exploring. I'll tell you, I don't like my tax situation. I'm open to other ideas. Do the Knicks fix this with a trade, or is this just like, hey, we're supposed to be way better than this? Like,
play harder, shit together. God damn.
Yeah. Like, you know how many times I've heard that?
Bridges just got paid what, 35, 40 a year? OG's at 45 a year. Brunson on his pay cut or whatever, 40 a year. Karl Towns, 55 a year. Play better.
Yeah.
Play harder, play better. You guys are paid like great players. So play great.
What's crazy?
The fuck, bro?
What's crazy is you just said, you know, OG's on like 40, 45 a year. I was like, no, that's not right. And then I looked, I was like, shit, he is on 40, 45 a year. I forgot what that contract was. Yeah.
Not cheap.
No, like, it's funny. Like I keep saying, ultimately, I think they'll be fine. I don't know anymore. This is like, you get to like
Karl
3
Towns
weeks.
Thing seems a little distressing.
That's the issue. And it's not easy to just like, oh, go trade it. Like that's a tough contract to trade. Not because of who he is, but because of how much it is. Those are big ass deals. And no one is doing that at the deadline right now. Like these teams are afraid of this collective bargaining agreement.
I think not even fit wise, the Knicks needed some level of shooting that Karl Towns provides. But like, can you really say definitively he's been better than Julius Randle since the trade? I'm talking about regular season and playoffs.
I think last year, yes.
Last year he was pretty good. I think
this year, no. This year he's been kind of a baby.
Julius Randle was damn good in last year's playoffs.
He wasn't good for the first 4.5 months of the season though. And it took him a little bit to get going.
That kind of matters. That does matter.
But he did figure it out, and he's really good now too. Yes, like it's carried over into this season.
He was trash for the first. Oh my God, he was pouting. Where's my deal? But oh my God, I forgot about that.
And to be a little bit fair to Cat in this, like it is a new coach, new system.
Yes, it is
having to understand where you and it is a system that is very different than what they ran last year. In the sense that there's more
that requires you to use your brain. To be fair to Cat,
which is very difficult, you know. And I think the whole thing. The other thing that drives me nuts about the Cat thing is when you watch him drive. Like last year, straight line drives, not a ton of crazy flailing arms. Now it's just like the what is it, the wind thing or whatever, the inflatable man that constantly
the inflatable arm flailing tube man. Yeah,
like I mean, he ended up kicking Dwight Powell in the balls off of a 3-point shot where Powell was closing out from the side.
Powell's Canadian. You gotta remind him what's what. Yeah, you gotta do that.
Okay, but nonetheless.
I wonder if part of that with the driving and the way he's doing it, I wonder if part of that is just like, dude's not confident making shots right now. Yeah. He's like 10% lower, 10 percentage points lower around the rim than he is for his career. He's obviously like not shooting like you expect him to shoot. He's about league average when normally he's an elite shooter. I wonder if some of that is just like, I got to figure out getting to the line or something. And he's not good at that kind of adjustment. He usually just either flails and throws some bullshit up or gets an offensive foul.
Yeah. That's the problem. I mean, that's the thing. And he's hoping to get the foul instead of just trying to go get the bucket. And I think that's a problem.
All right, let's go to our next topic. Do you believe the Warriors are cooked? Warriors had won 12 of their last 16 games, and then Jimmy Butler tore his ACL on Monday night. In those 16 games, they had the fourth best offense in the NBA. Butler was playing incredible basketball. And you know what else happened in those 16 games? No Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga was just sitting there, demanding a trade, not playing a single second, to which Mike Dunleavy Jr. said the quiet part publicly when he said into a camera with microphone on, in terms of demands, when you make a demand, there needs to be demand on the market. Basically saying, fuck you, Kuminga. Nobody wants you. Since Butler went down, they've lost 2 straight. Steph Curry scored 34 plus and lost for the 7th time this season. And Kuminga injured his knee. We don't, at the time of this recording, we don't know how serious that is. Waz, do you believe the Warriors are cooked?
100%. I mean, I believe it wholeheartedly. In fact, I know it. I got into a bit of an argument, if you will, with my guy Danny Green on our show yesterday. Because he's like, look at that, 20 points in 21 minutes. The guy's productive. I'm like, Danny, they lost by 30. At a certain point, like, you think that's his fault? I'm like, at a certain point, hopefully Kuminga's injury is not serious, but like this idea he's going to come in and he's going to be as good and as valuable towards winning as Jimmy Butler. Like they just had a Jimmy replacement waiting on the bench.
50% of Jimmy, it would be a miracle out of Kuminga.
Like, people just look at his raw box score and be like, well, he averaged 16 points in 23 minutes. Up that to 35, and sky's the limit as to what you could get. And I'm like, that's not how this works, guys.
Right.
Like, there's more to the game than putting the ball in the basket at a 45% clip.
Yeah.
Which is not horrible. I'm not saying that's horrible. 33% from 3. I'm not saying that's, unplayable. But like, if that's what you do, you better be contributing in other ways. And Mo, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's other ways that Kuminga has contributed in his previous minutes that Steve Kerr overlooked or I overlooked, but I've never seen it.
No, we saw it at the start of the year. The start of the year was Kuminga looking like, hey, we all were excited about it. Even Steve Kerr had him in the starting lineup. He was moving the ball. He was making smart. He was, but nonetheless, moving the ball. Still, ball was moved. And then, trying defensively. Like, there were things that he did. It lasted 5 games.
Mm-hmm. 5 fucking games
at the start of the season, and that's it. And I think it's, other than that, like, they're cooked, and they've been cooked. They were cooked going into the season.
GP2 plays your position. He's 7 inches shorter than you.
Right.
Yeah, but that's a lot of guys. He like in the sense of like GP2 is a different sort of.
I'm saying this is a guy that's on your team that's showing you what it is to do to stay on the floor.
No, I'm not saying they need to play commit. They have to now because of injuries, assuming he's fine. But like, I wasn't like, oh, you got to play him. My only point was you got to play him if you're trying to trade him, if you're trying to get any sort of value with him. Yeah. Also, not smart for the GM to go out there and completely shit all over his value.
Now, what if he's trying to do a little reverse psychology to make the market really clamor for Kuminga? Maybe that's the case.
The other 29 GMs should all be texting him going, do you think we're stupid? And some of them are. But some of them are. I'm not arguing.
Exist.
But I mean, in that sense of like, it's just, but the thing that's crazier to me, you go out and say that you trash your player's trade value, basically trashing the player, saying nobody wants you. Yeah. And there's a good chance you're going to keep him on your roster beyond the trade deadline now at this point.
Motherfucker, pick up his option. We're doing this again next year.
Yeah. This is all like, and again, at the end of this, he's going to walk for nothing next offseason. Right? Like whenever his contract's up, he's going to walk for nothing because we're going to go through this whole dance again. Off season, nothing's going to happen. Yeah. We're going to go through it all over again.
We don't like the trade return, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Because they haven't built his value at all.
Or tried.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I loved is you saying like, yeah, but he averages 16 and 23 minutes. And there was always this thing like, for years on fucking basketball Twitter and stuff. You'd be like, well, this guy's per 36 numbers are this. I was like, you know what his per 36 will never be? Minutes. The motherfucker can't play. They can't play. Like, if you could play 36 minutes, he would play 36 minutes.
Like, and here's the thing too. I would never foreclose on the idea that Kuminga could one day be
he could absolutely be a player.
NBA player.
Yeah.
However,
not in that system.
No, not in that system, and it won't be doing what he's been doing in Golden State. Like,
right. Oh no.
No, he needs his approach to the game somewhere else in a new system and become some incredible rotation player, much less Kobe, who he thinks he is.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit, and I don't think this is fair to this player. Because I do think there was a lot more just chaos in his first 6 years of his career. It reminds me of Wiggins a little bit, right? Where like Wiggins had like a new head coach literally every year, right?
Yeah.
And granted, he had effort issues and all that stuff. But at the same time, like I always thought people were too critical of him because I'm like, look, he's clearly talented. On-ball defense is good. You know, yes, he's limited offensively, certain, but also like this franchise sucks. Yeah. Right? This franchise sucks. It's not a good fit. And then he gets to Golden State and all of a sudden gets some of that Wolves out of his system and gets to a point where he can improve. With Kuminga, it's not that the franchise sucks. It's that he is not a good fit for what his coach wants him to do.
Right.
At all. Right? So he needs to get
Steve Kerr be asking him to do different things, Zach?
He has been. Kuminga just kind of knows how to play one way. And that's why Kerr will not like.
I'm saying it could just be Steve Kerr be saying, all right, you suck at my thing. Let's help you do your thing.
I don't think he's good enough to like change the standard, right?
Okay, gotcha.
I don't think Kerr is willing to change at all either in the way that he plays, in the way that he envisions it. So I think it's both are like
he didn't change that way.
Do you think changing it up would have made Kuminga a better player?
You could put him in better spots and better. You can put him in a better positions and things like that sort of show more of what he does. But I don't think he's going to be. I think it's what you guys are saying. Like when he goes to a different place in the right system, he's going to make sense as a legitimate basketball player, not a star or anything, but legitimate ball player. I think you could have done that and tried to tweak that stuff. But I'd also say that's not what Steve Kerr does. What have they done differently offensively in the 10 years, 12 years that he's coached them? He's brought a style, a system, and boom, that's it.
The most that they would do is like, they'll just be like, look, we're not doing our beautiful game shit. We're just giving Steph the rock.
Right.
And they would go away from that to be like, look, we got to attack this matchup. We got a really slow big on the pick and roll. We got a really plotting guy. We'll attack it that way. But like in anything, I've never seen him do anything other than that.
Kevin Durant left.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, he didn't do it for KD. He's not doing it for Kuminga. Like, I just think like,
Kuminga.
I think they've probably failed him in some respect of player development, right? But I'm also just not a believer in you to just give a guy a minute so that he can learn on the court. If he can't prove he's better than Guy Santos
in practice, for me.
Like I just like
Juan Toscano Anderson was getting more minutes than you at one point.
Shout out to Juan Toscano Anderson. I also just think like it also doesn't do them any, like it's not doing themselves any favors by keeping him in this situation. Like just trade him. I get it, like asset management, all that bullshit, but like at a certain point you're wasting his career too and your time.
Yeah.
More importantly, they've screwed up the asset management shit
absolutely
for the years.
This is as on them as it's on
on Kuminga. Like everybody was dunking on, everybody was like going nuts of like how great of a line this was from Dunleavy. Like, you guys understand how stupid this is? He just showed like they screwed this up.
Yeah.
In the way that they've done it. And they've done it for you. Waz, you had a thing on Threads or something, and I responded to it. I said, they put this man in hell for 3-4 years at this point. They should have moved him at this point. They should have been moved already. You know, and part of the reason why, like, I don't know how real it was, but like the fact they wouldn't include pods in any of these trades was like was the thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, because that's, you know,
but that's ownership and management. Yeah. This whole like, oh, we love our young guys because
we found this guy.
There's like this ego involved with the Lakers, allegedly, where it's like we inherited Steph Curry, so we want guys that we can take the credit for.
Right.
Which is like, instead of thanking your lucky stars.
Well, also because everyone knows they tried to trade Steph Curry and it didn't work. So they really got to save face and find their own guys.
God,
all right.
I don't think people remember they gave the Bucks the option.
Yeah.
Monty Ellis or Steph Curry.
Like for Andrew Bogut?
For Bogut. It was you can have one of them.
You choose. And there was Gilbert Arenas in a locker room.
We don't want the paper mache ankles.
Pick one.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Damn.
Yeah. So that's where, I mean, like, so their genius is really
light years. They were always light years ahead of everyone.
Hey, speaking of the Bucks, do you believe the Bucks will miss the playoffs? Currently sitting at 11th in the East with a record of 18-25 without winning more than 2 games in a row all season, the Bucks are in danger of missing not just the playoffs, but the play-in tournament. Missing the playoffs will be the first time in a decade. Here's a quote from Giannis. We're not playing hard. We aren't doing the right thing. We're not playing to win. We're not playing together. Our chemistry's not there. Guys are being selfish, trying to look for their own shots instead of looking for the right shot for the team. Guys trying to do it on their own. He then promptly suggested he should go Black Swan and do it on his own. He also said, they've told me there's this thing that's called the White Swan and the Black Swan. This is that part. That you've got to be the Black Swan and be more aggressive and demand the ball. It's something I haven't done, that I've never done my whole career. Maybe I've got to do it more. That's about winning a part in a ballet. Here's an idea. Just go fucking hoop. This 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door thing with it, like,
so annoying.
Just pull the ripcord.
I predicted this
trade.
I predicted this on the Zach Lowe podcast. I was like, this is right when he went down with the calf strain or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Giannis is going to do this ridiculous exercise in brand management over the course of this year because he refuses to just come out and say it because he's like worried about his Q rating in the city of fucking Milwaukee. And
they're going to love him forever.
And it's going to be draining on all of us. It's going to make us sick. And hearing you read the quote, Zach, it feels like he's not talking to his teammates. He's talking to management. 100%. Like, guys, just quit already. Just stop. This isn't working.
He wants them to say, you know what? We're going to trade you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of him saying, please trade me.
This is some George Costanza shit of
That's
like,
exactly
I'm going to make them break up. I'm going to make them break up with me.
And it's not going to work.
And he does not understand how desperate they are. It is negative 14 degrees in Milwaukee right now. They have no hope at this time of year. They're going to hold on to Milwaukee. Yeah, it feels like minus 30.
Bro, how do they sell tickets to that arena next year?
Hey, you guys want to see if Kevin Porter Jr. figures it out? You guys want to see what Kyle Kuzma wore to the game in person?
Oh, man.
I just don't think
halftime, Miles Turner's going to build some Legos.
That'd be better than anything else they could do.
Oh, man.
Free cheese curds. You know what? I'd go for some free cheese curds. I'll fuck with that. That's a good idea, Maze.
They're fucked at the end of the day. Like this, I don't see them making the play-in. No, I think it's even hard.
You don't think they're gonna make the play-in?
Dude, they're behind the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Heat, who are all better.
They're all trying.
Yes.
Right.
Shit.
None of them are like the Bulls just got to 500. Like they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, the
Bulls should be tanking. It should be bad, but that is not what they do.
It's not what they do. Yeah.
You know, the Hawks are genuinely trying. They're only a game up on the Bucks, but they're genuinely trying. You don't have Jalen Johnson coming out with quotes of like, we need to play harder and talk about black swans and white swans and, you know, all of these things. Like,
by the way, he got the quote. He was using the Kobe Pau Gasol thing where Kobe was talking about Pau Gasol, not himself.
I mean,
Giannis, you're already the black swan. You're not white swan.
Also, just go watch the movie. It doesn't. It's like such a stupid. It's a great movie.
I like that movie.
It does not apply to being a more aggressive basketball player.
To being
I did not have us talking
Milwaukee Buck
at the start of the season. At no point did I have us talking about the movie Black Swan as part of a NBA discussion.
Hold on. I want to ask both of you guys though.
Okay.
Because I
have a solution, by the way.
I think this is a legitimate question. The idea of just blowing up the team over the summer while being able to exert maximum leverage on your trade partner because Giannis has 2 years left on his deal rather than 1.5, or even worse, next summer, 1.
Yeah.
Or just being like, bro, just as a business, this is crazy. We have to hold on to this dude for as long as we can. I think the business element is legitimate.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely
in terms of selling a product to your fan base.
This is what I would do if I'm the Bucks. I would tell him, hey, we're not trading you before the deadline, but we'll get to the summer. Let's see what we can do. Let's, try our hardest. We'll try to make the best of it the rest of the season. Summer comes, we'll trade you. Like, you don't even have to ask. We are going to find a good spot for you. We're going to find the best deal for us. You get to the draft time, and wherever that Pelicans pick falls, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, I go to Atlanta and I say, you can have Giannis. That pick's coming to us. And then we'll figure out the rest of the deal. We want Risa, blah, blah, blah. And Atlanta's going to go, we're not giving you the pick. We don't need to do that. And I would say, okay, we're trading him to Miami.
Yeah.
Now he's in your division. And we'll take a worse deal. And I think you have to be bold like that and almost threatening in a way. Like they will have leverage because there will be a bidding war. But
there'll be multiple suitors for sure.
For sure. But that Knicks proposed is garbage. And I get it. They can't tank and everything. But at a certain point, it doesn't, you're not winning with Giannis now. You're not going to go get some veterans and stuff and go win.
Jeremy Grant doesn't fix this.
No, not at all. I just think you have to go into the summer when it's easier to make a deal for this kind of contract and then get super aggressive with it.
You're asking a front office that has performed more like Jerry from Rick and Morty to be a little bit tougher.
To be Rick.
Rick. And
I'd even settle for Morty.
Yeah, I don't even see that. Well, Morty has flashes of there's some moments where he's tough. I just think the hard thing with all of this, and Waz, you're right, the business part of it is a major factor for them.
It's as big, I think, as the basketball at this point with them.
But it's just there's the thing that scares me more with them is them digging themselves a deeper hole by trying to get a piece, like I said, a Jeremy Grant or whatever.
He's not signing with y'all.
But that's the other aspect of it. That's the problem, right? Because they didn't do it in the summer, and now it's a 1.5 year rental possibly. Giannis has more control and say about where he goes.
Well, in the summer, he can kind of call his shot.
But also, guys aren't leaving in free agency anymore. Draymond did kind of have that last summer of free agency is not really a thing anymore, especially in this CBA.
I think the difference is the Brooklyn thing. He can use Brooklyn as a threat to be they'll have plenty of cap space to sign me into it the next year, and I'll go over there.
And I would say, wait for enjoy the fucking Nets.
The Thanasis
you go make the
Michael
Nets
Porter
matter.
Jr. podcast would be fire because Thanasis has to go too. That podcast would be really interesting.
I'm guessing first person out of there is Michael Porter Jr. There is not a chance. Giannis is taking that. There's not a chance.
Oh man.
Yeah, basically the Knicks, the Warriors, and the Bucks are fucked. That's going to do it for us on Basketball
And,
Illuminati,
man, they don't tell you when you get a raise, you go to a different tax bracket, man. They don't tell you that. And boy,
brother, let me tell you, it is. It's gonna. You know what?
Lord have mercy.
Get yourself a good accountant. It's the only way.
We need to get some roads fixed around here or something, or else I'm raising hell.
It ain't happening because I've hit this pothole in my fucking street about 3 times and popped the tire once and scared, driven away the other 2 times going, is that another $700?
We got to figure something out, fellas.
It's rough out there for Waz's taxes. That's going to do it for us. Go support No Fouls Given so Waz can get into an even better tax bracket. Because then you got to get to like the wealthy,
where you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. We'll make these poorest pay it. Go check out Mo on. Honestly, like the offside stuff's really cool. Go check that out on Mo's social medias. Check us out on NBA TV on Saturday.
Yes,
we're going to be on, right? Yeah, do that. And I don't know. Read the bouncer. Do whatever the fuck you want. For Mo, for Waz, aka Black Betty, for Maze, I'm Zach. Keep your third eye open.